So, do you do your own flats, or do you hire out for that?
On and off. Like if I
Okay.
can get them really cheap, I pay
So
somebody. If not, you know.
I
Sounds
guess we're
good.
live in 13 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
So what have you been working on this week, Fabrizio?
Just trying to finish up issue 4. That's like I am. I really need to get it done over the next couple of weeks. So every spare moment is that.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know I've been going slow, but I finally did read issue 2,
Oh,
and I absolutely loved it.
thank you.
Yeah, and I know you said that they got better as they went on. And I would have to agree. I really enjoyed that second issue. So time has
Yeah.
not permitted me to read the third yet, but I'm hoping to read that soon.
The
Thank you.
third's even
But
better.
I'm looking forward to it, man. No, you actually got me curious. Like I'm like, oh, as soon as I get some time, I can't wait to find out what happens next.
Oh,
And the
cool.
fourth is awesome.
What's going on with
It's
that
epic.
library? What's going on with that library stuff? Well, I'm getting kind of like, I mean, call me if I'm wrong, or let me know if I'm completely wrong. But I got a little bit of a kind of a what's the word? Call of Cthulhu kind of type
Like
vibe
a
with it.
Lovecraftian thing.
Lovecraftian. Thank you. That's the word. Yeah, with
Uh,
that library and that extra world that they get. I don't want to spoil anything, but because we're
yeah,
live, right? But
I
which
think
that's right up my alley. So
yeah, like the Lovecraft
selfishly, I love that stuff.
stuff is great. I mean, I love it. I
Yeah.
think it's I like hints of it as
Sure.
opposed to sort of
Yeah.
like tangentially just a Lovecraft story or like a
Sure.
pastiche of an old Lovecraft story. So,
Yeah.
but
You don't want to just go, here's Yog Sothoth, and then boom.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like a generic version like Bog Sagoth.
Schmog Shashoth. Yeah. Totally not. Yeah. Except for instead of being in water, he's like a desert god or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, really, really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
So,
And
are we live now then?
yes, we are.
Cool, cool, cool.
So this is the second episode of Monday Studio, and I'm joined by Tim Adams,
Hello.
Golem Wolf, and Fabrizio
How's it
Aiello,
going?
creator of Horace H. Hoover, and you're working, Tim, on Domini and
Yeah,
the Unreluctant Dead.
yeah. The character's name is Domini, and the first story in his arc is called "The Reluctant Dead." I'm. This is currently page 3 of. No, that's page 2. Sorry, of the first issue. Although I've learned a lot since then, and so I may be redoing these. We'll see. But as of now, yes. We'll see. Creative Faye and I were talking about offline how you know Graham and a lot of guys nowadays are doing like digital layouts and printing them out, doing the final inks on that, and I'm considering that. We'll see.
Yeah, that is interesting. I've never been good at drawing. I digitally. I can color
Me
digitally. I
neither.
can sculpt, but something permits me. I just can't get the same line. But
Yeah,
Right.
same here.
Well,
It,
I've go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say that whenever I draw digitally, I find the lines are like kind of scritchy and scratchy or clunky,
yeah,
depending on the software.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sponsored by him or anything, although I wouldn't be sad if I was. But Clip Studio, I found some like a couple really good brushes that I like. I'm very picky when it comes to like my pencil brushes and my ink brushes and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Jimmy Reyes has a really good Kolinsky brush that he sells. That's really good. And then Richard Friend has a whole bunch of them. I found he has got this one that um, uh, mimics a Hunt 102 almost perfectly, and I absolutely love that. So,
Rich is the man.
oh my god,
but
I've been pouring over his videos. Hey, I have one of those too.
yeah, I use that for my layouts. I'll start with a rough pencil, and then I'll go over it again, and then I work in layers.
Nice. See,
Yeah,
I'm such a newbie. I'm still kind of working out my workflow that works for me.
same here, but uh, the Cerberus comic that I'm working on, taught me a few things on like being a little bit more concise, but I still have a lot to learn.
Yeah, I'm struggling with patience because like
Yeah.
I want to just get into it, and like Fabrizio, just before you got here, I was talking about my main female character up here. She has got these gauntlets, and I've probably redesigned those so many dang times at this point. Like I just can't settle on a design. But I'm like, but I want to start drawing the comics. So I'm like, we'll just figure out the design later as we go. And then of course, then you're like, well, now I got to go back and fix those and crap. So
I definitely sympathize with that. I can't tell you how many times I'm just like, we'll do it in, when I get to that page.
exactly. Exactly, because the first page, the first 2 pages, you don't even see him at all. So you're just like, okay, cool, that's fine. And
Yeah.
then, now we're like, then coming up, I got a close up of them. So I'm like, I really need to nail these. And you're like, but I just want to draw the pages.
I will say this. I mean, that's not. I know people really think that's a bad way to go, but I will say this. Like, if I don't know, I don't care. Let's come up with. You said a gauntlet or something like that. And
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't nail down the design. Like the day before you get to that page, I'm like, okay, I'll like revisit it then, like just as I'm about to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Okay,
helps.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Some
Yeah, because
advice.
was that?
Some advice I heard was do the things on the page you know how to do, and then when you come to the stuff that you struggle with, save that for the last part.
Gotcha.
That way, it's supposed to speed up your process a little bit. But
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there was in issue 3. There's a spoiler. There's a bunch of rocks and caves, and
Yeah.
speaking of Richard Friend, so I used to have him do portfolio reviews for me. So I would send him pages, and he would go over every page, which was
awesome.
invaluable. I know he doesn't do it anymore because he doesn't
Yeah.
have time. But when he did it, I'm like, it was great. But anyway, like he basically kind of just said, you know what, these rocks and caves, they're not selling me, and I had finished the book.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, crap. I sat down, I had a good cry, and then I'm like, okay, I need to study rocks and caves and redo them all. And that's what I did. I redid every single cave in that whole freaking book. But
Wow.
it was worth it.
For sure. For sure. Well, I mean, I was looking at like those all the books on the shelves in the library and just thinking about all the stacks, the books they had going on, like, and I was like, man, the level of patience required for something like that's impressive to me.
well, now you got to show those old rocks so we can judge you.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm sure I have scans of them. That would be interesting to see. But I literally spent like a few weeks. I just sat my butt on the couch and I looked at photographs of rocks and did sketch after sketch until I came up with like my shorthand basically for rocks.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, remember I saw there was David Finch did a video about it was like the way to show randomness is you have a big item, a little item, and then a medium-sized item, and as long as you repeat that pattern, it always looks random. And he said it's really weird, but it always works. And he did a demo where he's doing that with rocks, and as long as one's large, one's small, and one's medium-sized, you can kind of randomize how you do that. But as long as you keep that pattern going, it always looks random. And it's weird, but like I've tried it and it's checked out so far.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I can't remember which video that was that I saw him do that on, but he's one I pour over his videos all the time.
Yeah, he's definitely he's got a bunch of videos, and I like how they're topics. So it'll be like, anatomy or face or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I bugged him once at one of his live streams. I was like, hey, I sent him a super chat. And I'm like, how do you draw chains? Because that was something I was really struggling with. And it was getting near the end of the stream. And his wife was like, okay, we need to go. And so she's like, we don't have time for another impromptu lesson. So I was like, well, can you maybe do a video on it sometime? And he's like, yeah, I'll do a video. But he's like, he was being very humble about it. He's like, a whole video on chains, like that's such a small thing to do. You know, like it would be really short. And it's like, I don't know, man. And of course his wife's all like, it's just do it. It's a short video, that's fine. And he's like, well, I like to make sure they get all this stuff and all this, you know, all these detailed info. And he likes to get real info or deep into the subject on his videos. And he's just like thinking that a chains video wouldn't really warrant that. And so finally, I didn't intend for this, but like his wife and the whole chat basically kind of bullied him into doing it. And so then, like, sure enough, like later that week, he posted like a 5-minute video doing chains, and it was probably one of his lowest viewed videos he ever did.
Oh man,
he's just like, yeah, I'm not. He's like, hey, you know, it was helpful, but I'm probably not gonna be doing anything like that ever
That's
again.
funny.
Sorry, Dave.
I actually have a Dave Finch story. So I'm very old. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Nah.
And I was in college, and I'm, you know, doing comics, but this is before YouTube. This is before everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just got my hands on Photoshop. This is like early or like late 90s at this point. I got my hands on Photoshop, but I still didn't understand the coloring process or any of that kind of stuff, really.
Sure.
And somehow I got his email. This is back in the day when you had access to people's emails. And I emailed him, and I asked him a bunch of questions. Again, I'm a nobody.
Sure.
I'm some college kid. And he took his time. He responded to me. He gave me, like, invaluable information at that time before YouTube. So, yeah, I have a minor correspondence with him, like, 30 years ago.
That's awesome.
That's real cool.
Well, watching his videos and his live streams, like I get the idea that he's just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Very, very humble, very,
Most of them are.
Yeah, I've noticed. I mean, obviously there's exceptions, but yeah, for the most part, it's
Golden.
Yeah. I've heard stories, but I've never met these guys myself.
Gary Martin.
Yeah.
No, he's nice though.
Well, Gary's nice to your face, but then he'll prank you and behind your back before you even know it. And you're just like, wait a second. And then he's just laughing hysterically.
Doing the evil laughter.
Oh, of course. It just makes me feel so alive. But yeah, so I don't know. So I have a lot of respect for him. I admit, like, my first experience with David Finch's artwork was when he did that Moon Knight book back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was a big Moon Knight fan. I'm probably one of the few. And
I like his design.
Yeah, I like his design, and I like some of the early stories with him, like some of those early Chuck Dixon stories and some of the Bill Sienkiewicz era stuff. I like some of that stuff, but yeah, and I just thought David Finch's stuff was really cool, but yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. I was just like, all this how are you doing all this? And but it was just that perfect moodiness, and so like I was of that age where like everything dark and moody was awesome. So
he could do like really high I mean, he still does very just high contrast stuff.
Yes.
I've always wondered what his work would look like with a very different inker that doesn't really stick to his style, like a Klaus Janson or something like that.
What's that?
What is that?
It's Moon Roach.
It's who?
Moon Roach, the Moon Knight parody.
Oh.
Nice.
That's fun.
Yeah. And then one of his personalities is Sienkiewicz.
Does he have like giant fists? And
yeah, he throws big like rocks on people.
Okay.
That's great.
Well, I remember there's one. There's like a 5-issue miniseries or 6-issue miniseries that Warren Ellis wrote that Declan Shelby drew, and just on its own, I thought that was really fun. I know a lot of people get mad at it because it's what introduced the version of him in the white suit and tie. A lot of people apparently don't like that version, I guess, but I thought for what it was kind of fun. But there's one issue where like issue number 5, the whole issue is basically the raid. He's just trying to get up to the top of this building to rescue this girl, and he's got to go through all these dudes. and it's just pure, it's just awesome. They're like, who are you supposed to be? And he just clubs him. He goes, the one you see coming. And you're just like, yeah. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. But yeah, when they started really trying to make him like crazy and do all that multiple personality stuff, I kind of started dipping out on him a little bit. I kind of liked it when it was just the separate secret identities.
Yeah, the cab driver and the billionaire.
Yeah.
I think character design. I always loved the Moon Knight character design.
Yeah.
The early stuff.
Same.
And it's like, I don't want to say it doesn't matter about the character, but to a certain degree, I mean, I loved the Taskmaster.
Yes.
Design.
Same.
Was so cool. I'm like, I don't care anything. I just love the design.
Right. No, well, I make a good point. It's like, look at Boba Fett. It's like in the movies.
Right.
Like all he does, especially in the third one, all he does is get shot in the jetpack and falls in the Sarlacc pit. I mean, like in Empire, he's got a couple of really cool lines. He's like, he means nothing to me if he died. That kind of thing. But otherwise, he doesn't have a whole lot. But he just looks so cool. We're just like, I love this guy.
Yeah, it's a good design.
It is. You're just like, I love this guy. Well, that mysterious,
Yeah.
tough
Whenever
guy.
You have a character that has a little bit of mystery, an element of mystery, it adds to the character. Like, I didn't watch too much of the show, but Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Garrick.
Okay.
I liked that character because there was a little bit of an element of mystery, but they kind of exploited the mystery pretty quickly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but it was because like he wasn't at first supposed to be a reoccurring character, but then he was a fan favorite. So then,
kind of a Steve Urkel situation where everyone just rallied behind him, and so they had him take over the whole show.
Well, no, he's like peppered throughout the show, so they kind of had to do his storyline like within the episodes that he was in.
Gotcha.
And it was played by the actor that played the Scorpio killer from Dirty Harry.
Oh, God. It's been so long since I've seen Dirty Harry. I need to watch that again. Movie. It is.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
5 or 6 shots are only 5. I've forgotten myself now. This excitement. I'll tell you, as having shot a 44 Magnum, those things are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They are a lot of fun to shoot.
I did a parody of Dirty Harry with for a birthday card. I did a birthday cake where he's holding the icing piping bag as like a gun, and he's like, "Do you want a slice of me, punk? Well, do you?" I could probably pull that up.
Do you feel lucky? You get that corner piece, punk?
I'll give you diabetes.
Die a slow death.
You think you're lucky on your birthday, punk? No, speaking of old movies, we were celebrating my stepdad's birthday this past weekend, and he's got a whole collection of classic movies he's been getting on 4K, Blu-rays, and whatnot. And since it was his birthday, we let him pick the movie, and we watched Mr. Smith Goes to Washington with Jimmy Stewart. And I'd seen clips of that movie, here and there, but that was my first time watching it all the way through. And I cannot recommend that movie enough to those that haven't seen it. It's just such a great classic.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Well, it was directed by Frank Capra, who did, oh my God, I'm blanking on everything. It's a Wonderful Life. And of course, it's a very young Jimmy Stewart. And, I'm just this wonderful, normal guy from the Midwest. And I'm just going to, go to Washington and do a lot of good, and it's a really interesting story, especially, not to get, whatever about current times, but, it talks a lot about the, the corruption of the politics and the media and a lot of that stuff, and how one guy with these, traditional American ideals gets set upon by all these giant entities, all because he's trying to break from their norms. And I don't know, it's really interesting, especially from a movie made in 1939.
Yep. kind of shows that a lot of the stuff is just reoccurring stuff.
For sure.
It's a deeper problem than what people think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I learned I didn't know this until the weekend, but I guess Frank Capra apparently served in both World War One and World War Two.
Whoa.
And Jimmy Stewart, I know, served in World War II, and I know they were big time patriots. And I guess like obviously this movie came out in '39, so it was prior to World War II. But yeah, apparently this movie was a very personal story that Jimmy Stewart wanted to get out, and
Yeah.
it's just a great movie. I highly recommend it. It's got a lot of humor in it. The main character, the lady that plays his secretary in the movie, she's just hilarious. She has this great like drunken rant scene. It's just hilarious. She kind of goes back and forth between like feeling sorry for him, and then she comes clarity and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." And then she kind of starts falling back into the, "Oh, but he's such a good guy, and maybe he's too good for all of us." And "Oh no, I don't know what you're trying to say." And so yeah, gets you
Yeah.
in the feels by the end.
Old movies are sometimes they can be tough, but if you can get through like the change of pace and music and all that stuff,
Yeah,
it takes like a few minutes for your brain to adjust to the
sure.
old timing.
Have you either of you seen the old movie? I think it was early '60s, maybe late '50s. It's called How to Murder Your Wife.
I've
Where the
heard
main,
of it. I've never seen that, but I've
yeah,
heard
it
of it.
has Jack Lemon, and he plays a cartoonist that accidentally gets married. It's funny.
Accidentally gets married.
Yeah.
Uh, well, there's a great old Preston Sturges movie called Gulliver, no, Sullivan's Travels, and that's one I highly recommend anybody. Well, you can't go wrong with Preston Sturges for one. I know what you mentioned about getting used to the different pacing of old style movies, and I know for me that's part of the charm is I kind of love that old stuff.
Same here.
But yeah, and it's funny because that's the story of this guy who was a big time movie producer in the towards the end of the Depression era, and he was known for all of his slapstick comedies, screwball comedies, and he was starting to feel really ashamed because he's like, look, there's people in real life having all these real struggles, and here I am making these silly movies, and so he really wanted to make a movie about the hardship of the common man, and he's like, well, I'm this rich guy, so I don't what do I know about that? So he decides to go undercover as a homeless guy and travels around the U.S. And of course, it's Preston Sturges, so there's a lot of slapstick comedy ensues. But there's this part towards the end. I won't spoil it, but it's heartwarming, heart wrenching, and hilarious all at the same time. Like I can't describe it, but without seeing it. But it's just like, and it's just a great little scene about it's just kind of the importance of laughter and escapism, and you know the benefits that that has, and when people are having hard times. I don't know, but it's one of those movies I highly recommend. I'm kind of a Preston Sturges nut. I need to see more of his stuff.
I'm not familiar.
He's really known for he's very witty. His dialogue, it moves real quick. It's very witty. He writes a lot of comedies. Yeah, especially with you with your love of like old timey language. I think you love his stuff. Well, like I was watching, the Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. This one guy, he's kind of this mobster guy, and he goes, "Calm down, don't have kittens." Guy was like freaking out, getting all anxious, and goes, "Calm down, you're gonna have kittens." And it's like, I love it. And the one lady is all like, "Yeah,
Okay, there it is.
oh yeah, yeah." I love that.
That's great.
Time to meet your baker.
Mhm.
I love it. I can hear Clint Eastwood saying that too.
Yeah.
What do you, punk?
Once in a while, I'll get an idea for just something funny to draw on.
No, I love it. I love it. I did that once. I was messing around. I have no idea where it is, but it was like a Christmas. It was around Christmas time, and I was drawing a Grinch, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I just thought, you know what, this Grinch needs the Terminator, and so like all of a sudden I started turning him into this like cyborg Grinch, and
Nice.
like I gave him like the Terminator red eye, and I started adding some tech to him, and it was really dumb, but it made me laugh. So I was like, all right, cool. I might have to do something like my own knockoff Grinch, call him like the Finch or something. I don't know, but
I drew the Grinch last year during the Graybeard special.
okay.
I was drawing along and I did Ebenezer Scrooge, and the Grinch is one of the ghosts, and he's telling him not to listen to the other ghosts. Tell him
That's funny.
So I did him as Bob Marley. Yeah.
The ghost was Bob Marley.
Well, the Grinch was Bob. Wait, Marley.
Jacob
Marley. Yeah.
I was thinking Bob Marley. Like
that would be funny.
That would be great, Bob Marley.
You could visit.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. Bob Marley. No worries, man.
The Grinch, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley just sitting there in his house, just rolling a blunt, just being like, "Don't worry, man. Christmas is wonderful." I don't do a good Jamaican accent, so
it's okay. I don't either.
I accidentally saw Ziggy Marley live. That was an experience. Nothing against him, but like when you hear one reggae riff, you've kind of heard them all.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. I went to there's a band called the Bad Brains, like an old hardcore punk band.
Okay.
And the old singer's name is HR. He started like a reggae band, and he's kind of like hardcore royalty. So me and my one friend, he comes into town. It's this tiny little place. I'm like, we have to go see it. It's HR, he's royalty. And it's pretty late. It's like 10:30 before the opening act starts. We're like, holy cow, we're going to be here till like midnight. Yeah. Anyway, the opening act starts, and they play for an hour and a half. And again, it's reggae, so it's one song. As far as I'm concerned, it's one song.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time HR gets on, we're like, I can't listen to the song for 4 hours.
And then what's worse is that beat, like it's so dang catchy. It's like an earworm. And so like, yeah, you're driving home, you're like, oh God, you can't get it out of your head. It's like, oh
same
God.
tempo. It's one song.
It's all the same thing. It's like, I just stop it. And it's like, man, I could make a reggae band. That's funny.
I've only been to one concert, and that was Roger Waters.
Oh. That'd been cool.
That's a good one.
That's a good one to go to.
He spoiled me for all other concerts.
That's a good one.
They had a part of the ceiling come down and make the steam stacks from like the Animals album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he played some of his new music because he had just produced the album "Is This the Life We Really Want?"
Okay.
Yeah. And so they had some of the songs from that, and then some of the older material. It was kind of a mixed bag. They ended with "Comfortably Numb." It was a good show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he had to have done some Pink Floyd. Did he do The Wall?
Yeah, they did Another Brick in the Wall, and whenever he does his shows, he gets kids from the local like foster care and stuff.
Oh wow!
Come on stage and perform.
Mister, leave them kids alone.
Yeah. So they dance on stage while he's doing music and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool show. And had a lot of screens, and there was a couple inflatables that flew around the concert. Like he had the pig.
I was about to ask. Yeah, doesn't that pig have a name?
I forgot. I think it was Algae when it was
Yeah.
at Pink Floyd when he was with Pink Floyd,
Okay.
and I believe it was a female pig, and then one of them made it a male pig so they could use it in the show, but I don't remember if it was Roger Waters or
Okay.
David Gilmour. But yeah,
Chances are they probably don't know either.
I'd have to re-look that up.
They don't remember probably. Chances are.
Well, he's in his 80s now.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of my recent concerts I haven't been to a ton of concerts, but I've been to a few. I went with my family to go see the Eagles. They were doing their
Oh,
Nice.
kind of closing tour,
nice.
and I'm a huge Joe Walsh fan. I'm a guitar
Hmm.
player. I'm an aspiring guitar player, and I love Joe Walsh. But
Nice.
I remember listening to an interview with him. They were asking him about his tour he did with Ozzy back in the '70s, and he's just like, well, we have the posters, so we know what happened. He's like, other than that, I don't remember any of it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, remember 30 years ago, what happened? What did you
Well,
say this day?
he's done so many dang drugs, man. He doesn't
Yeah,
remember any of that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what is your guitar of choice?
Oh, I have a Les Paul. Um,
Nice.
yes, it was a gift of a family member, and I absolutely love it. Um, and my mom played guitar, so I grew up with acoustic guitars all over the house, and then I was into that, and then a buddy of mine, who's still a buddy of mine, introduced me to Creed and Mark Tremonti, and that was it. And I'm like, oh man. And then he introduced me to all the old classic rock stuff, and so like where I grew up, it was all classic rock, so like Zeppelin, Clapton, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And then it was the heaviest thing you could possibly find, which at that time was like Slipknot, Pantera, early Linkin Park before they lost the teen angst, that kind of stuff. So
First
I was,
concert was a Pantera show.
oh, dude, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that's how old I am. I got to go see Pantera, and it was actually for Vulgar too. So
Oh, I got that on vinyl. Was it you?
Fabrizio actually saw Mozart live.
Right. Wait, wasn't you last time this mentioned that you were going to go to the show and got told no where Dimebag got shot? Was that you that said that? Or is that some?
no.
Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. That's what it was. No, I was talking. That's right. I was in Ohio. I was visiting some family, and one of the guys there, he has his own band. And so they were playing a local show. And that show was in Ohio. And so he was like, I'm going to go. He was 16 at the time. And he's like, I'm going to go. And his parents found out where he was going to go. And they're like, you're not going to that. And then sure enough, so he was like, oh, man. And then sure enough, he saw the next day the news that was where Dimebag got shot. And so like
Crazy.
he was almost at that show. It's like, oh, my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is just nuts. To this day, it's probably one of my outside
Yeah.
of Chris Cornell, one of like the most
Yeah.
impactful like musical deaths.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I hate saying it because it sounds selfish, but like I was mad that he died before I got to see them live. But yeah, that one sucked. Him, Chester Bennington, and yeah, Chris Cornell. But
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing guitar my whole life.
oh yeah, what kind of guitar you got?
Right now I have mostly Taylors. So
Oh, nice.
acoustics. I have a semi-hollow body, and then I have a solid body Taylor,
Okay.
which I love. I don't know if you're a fan of Taylors, but
I am.
they're known for being acoustics, and I love my acoustics. And then
Sure.
when they came out with the electrics, I'm like, I might as well check them out, and I love it.
Yeah, because I'm kind of a gear nut. Weren't they the ones that came out with that? Like, it's technically an electric, but it has like the sound hole, and it's like a perfect like hybrid between a mix and I don't know if that makes any sense what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's like
I
you could
think they're T5. I have the
something like that?
T3, which is
Okay.
a regular semi-hollow body, but
Gotcha. You can like switch the pickup on it to make it. You can use the like acoustic sound hole, or depending on what pickup you're using, or you can use the electric one on the body. I don't know if I remember.
yeah, I don't have that one, but I think
Sure.
that is the
Yeah, no, I love Taylors. I can't afford one, but at some point I'd love to get one. I remember I used to go when I was in college. I used to raid um, the Guitar Center acoustic room and pick out all the most expensive guitars there, and naturally I would play like Dust in the Wind or something just because I had like it was like I was pretty good at that one, and it's like that's the best acoustic riff. That or Wish You Were Here. Whenever there was a 12 string or something, I'd play those riffs. But I remember there was this like $8,000 Gibson acoustic guitar that I played, and I was just like, and it was just on the wall, like they didn't have it like out of reach. It was just right there. You could grab it, and I'm like, oh my god. And I pulled it out, and some guy had it in like DADGAD tuning. The last person that played it, I was like, what the heck?
That's hilarious.
I was like, what the heck? So I was like, all right. So I just played Kashmir, and then everyone was like, oh my god, you too. I was like, sorry.
I get annoyed when people get annoyed about songs. Listen, I can play
The No
whatever
Stairway.
damn song I want.
Right.
I don't.
It's freedom of expression.
I'm like, there's a reason that some of those riffs are just fun to play. Okay,
Right,
just leave
right.
me alone.
Yeah, I know. Well, I always think of the was it the oh my god, I can't remember anything now. That movie where it's like no stairway.
Wayne's World.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so that was a big joke amongst my friends. So of course, me being me, every guitar I played, I started playing Stairway.
Like I said, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just dare anybody. It's like, stop me.
I'm gonna play Smoke on the Water. I don't give a rat's ass what you said.
There you go.
I mean, I wouldn't, but
Sure. I had a buddy of mine do that once. He was a bass player, and he was really good at it. And we were walking around, and some kid was playing Smoke on the Water. And he immediately pulls a bass right up and just starts holding it. He just starts plucking the G note. Because the bass riff of that is literally just G for the whole. Yeah. So some kid's just playing that, and he's like, dun dun. He just out of nowhere. It was kind of great. Yeah, remember I heard a kid. He was playing. I'm just forgetting everything all of a sudden. Rage Against the Machines. He's playing that on a ukulele of all things. Killing in the Name of, which I love that riff. And I was like, oh my god, I know how to play that on guitar. And he's like, what? And so I got a guitar and we started playing that. We started just jamming like acoustic guitar and a ukulele playing Killing in the Name of. And then some dude came up with one of those Cajones, those like drum boxes. So it was basically like a hippie version of Killing in the Name of. Oh man, it was a blast.
For a brief moment, so a friend of mine, he's a music teacher. He was a music teacher, and he was a music major. Went to teach at a local school, so he was constantly playing random instruments, for the kids.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm going to pick up accordion. I'm like, do it. So
heck yeah, Weird Al, man.
And so he picks up an accordion. I'm like, all right, our new band is called Guitardian, and we're gonna do like gypsy jazz versions of rock and metal songs.
I love everything about that.
So we did a few songs. I don't know if you know the band Clutch, but we did
I love Clutch. Songs. I love Clutch.
That was fun. He has since retired the accordion, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad. What Clutch songs did you do?
Rats.
Oh, nice.
Rats. Oh man, this is so long ago. I got to think about the songs.
That's fine. I have. Go ahead.
Some Kiss stuff. Clutch. Yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have the opening guitar riff to The Regulator as my ringtone on my phone.
Yeah, that's
so
a classic.
I love that guitar. Yeah, I love that band. So I probably listen to Quick Death in Texas at least once a week. I love that riff, and the music video is a lot of fun too.
I've probably seen Clutch 12 times, literally.
Oh, I would love to see them live, man. That'd be a great show.
They just come to my areas all the time. And
okay.
Like, yeah, might as well go.
Right. Yeah. See, I'm in Nebraska, so we don't really run into that so much. We get quite a few country stars here. Or we've had ELO, those kinds of things. But
ELO's alright.
yeah, they're all right. Actually, that's not true. I did in Lincoln, Nebraska. I got to go see Slipknot live. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
They came with Gojira, which that was such a great show. I'm like one of my I don't know a whole lot of fellow metalheads, so like I have a hard time finding people to go with me to those shows. Come on, guys.
It's one friend of mine. I've known him since like high school.
Yeah.
And we had oddly similar tastes. So we were really into metal, but we also both loved like industrial, so like Ministry and Nine Inch Nails.
Oh yeah.
And we both love Prince. So we saw Prince together, The Cure, Nine Inch Nails, and every like metal band that we could think of.
That's funny. My stepdad, he's real into like 80s pop music and that kind of stuff. And like his favorite band in the world is ABBA. I love picking on him about that. And so I've been teaching him some rock and roll. Like I took him to ZZ Top and he loved that. But it was funny. He bought tickets to go see Cher for him and my mom. And something happened scheduling wise, so my mom wasn't able to go. And he was like embarrassed to ask me. He's like, look, this is last minute. Like, would you want to go see Cher with me live? And I didn't have anything else going on. So I was like, what the heck? Why not? He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, why not? And so we went and saw Cher live. But what was really fun was the band that opened for them was Chic, that disco band, the funk band. You know, they're the guys that do that. Oh, freak out.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, I love funk bass players. And that was honestly, that was almost more fun than when Cher came on. But yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, I've never said no. Like if there's a live band, whether it's jazz, I saw John Schneider live just because my one friend liked him.
Okay.
I can find value in a lot of that stuff.
Sure. Well, when it's live, to me, that just makes it all the more fun, you know? Like there's a band, like when I went and saw Slipknot, one of the bands that opened for him was Volbeat. And I can't tell you, I don't think I've really listened to any of their music really before or since, but I gotta tell you, man, they put on a phenomenal show. They did like this metal tribute to Elvis.
Oh wow!
it was really good. I was like, okay, it was a band I never really thought of much, but that was a lot of fun.
I won tickets to go see Rush, but I was too young to go on the Magic Bus that they had from a radio station. So
Rush would have been a fun one.
Yeah, it was their Time Machine tour.
Okay.
So it's around 2011, 2012-ish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got to see ZZ Top. Like it was their last tour they did before Dusty passed, so I felt pretty. But yeah, I felt like that was the second time I saw them. First time I saw them, I was like 12. My buddy, his family, they got tickets. I grew up in Muskegon, Michigan area, and Muskegon they had the summer celebration they would do every year where they get all these old bands. I saw Weird Al Yankovic there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a great show. But yeah, their youngest son didn't want to go, and so they're like, "Hey, you want to go see ZZ Top?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And so I went. And that was a lot of fun.
What's your favorite Weird Al song?
Oh God, I'm terrible at favorites of anything. I love so many of his stuff. What about you, Fabrizio? You go first. I'm trying to think.
Amish Paradise.
That's kind of what I was leaning towards. Kind of leaning towards that one.
White and nerdy.
That's the tour he was doing when I saw him live. Was White and Nerdy. He did. Oh my God, he's done his the Yoda one where he does the parody of American Pie. Am I this your Anakin guy? Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry.
I like It's Christmas at Ground Zero.
Confessions Part 3 is great.
Or Word Crimes.
Yep, Word Crimes. More tacky. One of his more recent ones I like, but one of his, I think, unsung ones, he did Rye or the Kaiser instead of Eye of the Tiger. It's the Rye or the Kaiser, they're our special tonight. If you like, you can have an appetizer. When we, at the live show, he did a...
I think I'm a clone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did "You're Pitiful" instead of "You're Beautiful." He did "You're Pitiful, it's true," and
He's a national treasure for sure.
he is. Well, his first hit was another one, "Rides the Bus." Him on his accordion, and his buddy was hitting on a briefcase for a percussion. You can find the video online. He was like some variety show back in like the early 80s.
Nice.
And it's just great.
Did you ever see the movie he did?
UHF?
Yep.
I love that movie.
Oh, and he did a parody
Gandhi
of that Money for Nothing.
Yep. Yeah, Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah.
Dire Straits.
Yeah, Money for Nothing. Yeah, that guitar riff stumped me for the longest time. But no, I love that. Yeah, I love that movie. I love all the TV parodies. Conan the Librarian, and the guy goes, yeah, and he's like, where does this go? And he like lifts the dude up by his shirt. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
I did not see that skit. That sounds funny.
Oh, you got to see UHF. If you don't know the sketch, you definitely. Oh, it's so good.
I've seen like bits of it, but I didn't see like the whole thing.
Well, his Rambo parody is second to none in that one, and then he's got like Gandhi too, and like Gandhi's back, and he's just like wrecking dudes. Like punches a hole right through dude's stomach. It's great. So to answer your question, yes, I have seen that movie. So what's Fabrizio? What's probably your most like favorite concert you've been to?
Oh my lord!
I know that's one of those tough questions.
Yeah, I've actually been to a lot, probably too many because my hearing is very damaged. There's a band called Sparta.
Okay.
They're like a post-hardcore band. Do you know the band At the Drive-In?
I do not. I'll check them out.
That's probably one of the best shows I've been to. It was in Philly, small place, probably one of the best shows.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a big hardcore fan. So
Sure.
Do you know Earth Crisis? Or
I've heard of them. I can't say I've listened to them too much, but I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, like 90s hardcore for me was like where it's at.
Nice. I'm always open to checking out new music, or newer band, or learning new bands. I'm always open to that stuff.
Like hardcore, if you're familiar, I don't know if you're familiar with hardcore at all, but it's like
not a ton, but I'm aware of it, obviously. But yeah, I can't say I've listened to it a ton.
So it's like kind of grew out of, there's like a straight edge and punk, and there's all these kind of different kinds of hardcore. But for a brief moment, there was Krishna hardcore, which is a bunch of Hare Krishnas, right?
Huh. Okay.
And it turns out they have some excellent hardcore. One of the best shows.
Interesting.
Is a band called 108. It's much more metal hardcore than punk hardcore. But they're dressed like Hare Krishnas, right? So they got the robes, they got the beads and the shaved heads and all that stuff.
Wow.
And it was amazing.
That sounds like fun.
It's one of the best ones, at least. Interesting.
Sure. When I lived in Grand Rapids, going to college there in Michigan, there was a few little hole in the wall kind of music venues my buddies and I would go to. And this one, it was an open mic night, and they were trying to do hardcore music, and you could tell very quickly that they were a newer band. Like it was not going well. And when the song ended, like they could tell that like they'd kind of lost the audience, and the lead singer he just goes up to the microphone and just goes, guys, look, I know we suck, but could you just like go with it, please?
That's incredible.
Well, you gotta learn how to deal with when you're not doing well.
Well, the funny thing is that he, just by doing that, like he earned a lot of grace from the audience, and I was like, "Yeah, you got this." And they still sucked the rest of their set, but it was so like, "Hey, hey, the guy he was honest at least."
That's hilarious.
Like, can you just like go with it? But no, I had when I was in college, a buddy of mine, he was a vocal major, and one of the capstone projects for one of the classes would the teacher would pick a band, and then they would all have to pick a song from 1 to 2 songs from that band, depending on how long the songs were, and then they have to perform them. And that year happened to be Led Zeppelin, and my buddy was a big. He knew I was a huge Zeppelin fan, and I could play some riffs, and so we ended up doing "Immigrant Song" and "Stairway,"
Nice.
and we were the first band to go. And so what happened was they turned off the snare while they were doing sound check because it kept rattling, and nobody turned the snare back on. So, and so we're doing "Immigrant Song," and if you know that riff, it's a very very. So it sounded like George of the Jungle for like the first. For the first like couple bars until there was that pause where it was ringing and he could quickly flip it back on. But yeah, so it was like, ladies and gentlemen, there's been "Immigrant Song." It's like sound like a Tarzan song or something coming. It's just like, what the heck? That was fun.
So what type of extracurricular classes did you guys have in college?
I only had extracurricular. I was an art major, so it's like,
kind of the same for me. I was a film major, so yeah, it's kind of that same.
Well, okay, yeah, that's kind of it. Like any real classes, I took on purpose, and they didn't, So I took a bunch of philosophy and English classes that I didn't need to, just because I was interested in stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it took me like 5.5 years to graduate because I'm just taking classes because I think they're interesting.
Sure.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good.
I took philosophy classes too at my school. Well, some of them were like required credits. They had like certain credits you had to take.
Yeah.
But I did take some that were because I had like a couple of electives to fill. So I took some more philosophy classes. And the teacher was really good.
I took a weightlifting class, and yeah, that was because I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be an easy A." You just go work out and lift. Sure, I can do that, but
the barbarian philosophy class.
Yeah, well, I'm you wouldn't know it looking at me now, but I've always liked sports and trying to work out and stuff. But but what was what made it hard was it was all about using math formulas to calculate like the right weight you should lift and all this stuff for this kind of thing. And it's like, I was a film major. It's like, so you want to give me math problems to do? No, thanks. No, thanks. And so I had to cheat off of my my classmates. Thankfully, they were helpful. I'm like, no, I'm not calculating I'm not going to calculate my ideal resting heart rate with this formula. And I was like, no, I just want to lift stuff.
One of the sociology classes I took was the anthropology of death.
Oh, sounds exciting.
And then that same semester, I had taken a philosophy class called The Art of Living. Balanced out.
So you got both sides.
Yeah, but it was interesting because it taught about like different death practices from different cultures and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually fascinating. I find that brilliant.
And what best preserves a body and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure you can use that in a story.
Yeah, peat bogs are really good.
What is it?
Yeah, a lot of things that fall into the peat bog are still pretty well formed. Though they did, at one point they thought that the crushed skulls was from a sacrifice before, that people were sacrificing these people and throwing them in the peat bog, but it turned out it was actually the pressure from the bog itself.
Gotcha. That just kept them intact.
Well, it crushed their bones, but
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
But they didn't decay as fast.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine being that guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a dip in a bog, and then you just accidentally kick one of those with your toes, and you're just like, what the?
Well, that's the thing is the bog is like quicksand, so you don't really know that you're stepping into it. And
yeah, no. I mean, I grew up in Michigan. We had bogs all over the place, so we all knew. Yeah, don't. Yeah, be careful when you step in the bog. So
I don't think we had bogs. Now that you mention it, is that
No,
like a?
it's like a wetland area. It's like a lot of
Yeah.
grass, and it's, for the most part the water's pretty low. Like it's not very deep, but it's all sediment under that water. So if you're stepping the wrong spot, you might hit like a real soft spot, and it just kind of sucks you in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
I've lost a shoe in a bog, but it's not like I've never been in a spot where it's gonna like quicksand you or anything like the movies. But
Yeah.
a lot of
Lost
frogs.
a boot in the mud.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a rite of passage as a human. I think to
Yeah.
do that. Well, it's like my buddy's son. He's 7 now, and he's learning how to ride a bike. And last time I was in Michigan and saw him, he had a scraped up knee, and I was like, "Yes, congrats, man! You're one of us."
Yeah.
Treated it like this rite of passage, and he was all proud of it. Yeah, my college used to do this. Well, they still do. For the month of January, they call it a J term. So it was like, 2 week period. It was 2 weeks in January. You can basically do one class, but it was like an all day thing. So you can basically get a semester's worth of classes in a 2 week period.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, I was a film major, and so one of the classes, I forget what they called it, but it was basically watch movies all day. And so I was like, "Psh, sure, I'll do that. And
I do that too. Depends
it
on
was
the movie,
awesome.
though.
Well, they broke it down into like, okay, so these are your, non-linear storytellings. These are, they had a purpose of like, these are the types of movies that do this kind of thing. And I'll never forget. Yeah, they did one where it was the non-linear storytelling, and we watched Memento and 21 Grams. And Memento, that was the first time I'd seen Memento, and I absolutely loved it, because by the time the movie was over, I'm like, I don't know what reality is anymore, and absolutely loved it. And then the second half of the day, we watched the 21 Grams. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that movie, but it's insanely depressing, and there is a very long intimate scene, let's just say, between Sean Penn and Naomi Watts, and this was a Christian school, mind you, but my professor was from Australia, so he's like, whatever. But when that scene started picking up, he was like, okay. And so he stood in front of the projector to block it, but he didn't mute it, right? So he's standing there just covering the thing as a bunch of this person with a bunch of prospects come walking by, and they like come in the room like, yeah, here's Professor Muir, the director of here's our professor and the director of the film department. He's just like waving, hey. He's like blocking the screen.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. But yeah, but that's where. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna like, you're a film major. I took one film class.
Yeah.
I can't consider it to be a film class. It was watching movies, but it was an Ed Wood class. It was all about.
Oh,
Ed Wood.
wow.
I'm like, and I knew Ed Wood from before.
Sure,
so I'm
sure.
like, oh, this is going to be amazing. And that's all we did was just watch other Ed Wood movies.
Wow.
Which, watching Ed Wood with some friends at their house on a weekend,
Yeah.
is fun. Watching Ed Wood in a classroom with a bunch of people is just not actually fun.
No, for sure. Well, what's funny, yeah, because it was an actual class, like we did have to write papers on the movies and stuff, and whatnot. But yeah, it always cracked me up how like pretentious some people would get about yeah, like one of the movies we watched was Rashomon, by which
Akira?
Yeah, Akira Kurosawa, which if anyone out there hasn't seen it, fantastic movie. Highly recommend it. And basically the premise, if you don't know, it's this guy is on trial for murder, and the movie cuts back and forth between everyone giving their different points of view of what actually happened, and the movie kind of gives you the choice to kind of determine which of those was real, kind of a thing. It's a phenomenal movie, and I can't remember the details, but I remember one kid in the class, he went on this whole diatribe about why he was 100% right, and he just went into all of these like little nitpicks and pointed out, well, because this and that, and they did this, and because that flower felt like this, that meant this kind of thing, and it was just like, hey, I'm glad you're thinking that deep. My professor was really great about it. He's like, I'm glad that you're putting that level of thought into it, but no. Hey, that's an interpretation, but pretty sure Akira Kurosawa, pretty sure he didn't have control over which way the wind was blowing that day, and couldn't control when that flower was falling. But hey, that's a way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, college is 80% pretension and 40% food court. Like,
yeah. So like whenever I came in and said like one of my favorite movies of all time is Predator, you get all these people looking at you like you uncultured swine, and you're just like, or maybe it's just an awesome movie.
Yeah. There's actually a guy that on YouTube that I watch his videos sometimes. It's called Collaborative Learning. And he talks about the psychology in the movies and stuff like that. And he talks about Predator, how they set it up to almost have a spiritual sense to it. It's how with the music and how they time it out and stuff. Gotta rewatch that because it's been a while.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. Well, the movie it changes genres as the movie goes on, and it does all of them well. It starts off as like this kind of political thriller, and then it turns into this gonzo action movie, and then it turns into the survival horror movie. And it just does all of it really well and seamless, and of course, I love it's got all the one-liners, like I love all that stuff. Jesse Ventura, I ain't got time to bleed, and you're just like, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I was that jerk in college who, like, I loved the pretentious stuff, but I also loved the pulpy stuff. So I would be I'd be like, yes, Dostoevsky is the best author, and Calvin and Hobbes is just as good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would talk about X-Men or whatever it is.
Sure.
Because I never differentiated between any of that kind of stuff.
Right. But it's like, I don't know. I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder back in those days. So it's like, as soon as someone was like, it's a film, and like they would, like, that made it better than a movie. Like, if it was good, they call it a film. If they didn't like it, they call it a movie, kind of a thing. And I would always butt heads with people like that. But, like when I was coming up in film school, like Christopher Nolan was like the end all be all, And so since everybody was basically bowing at the altar of his, I just naturally just had to be the contrarian and be like, guys, he's all right. Like, he's not that big.
I mean, like you said,
I like some of his movies.
I was just gonna say, Memento was great.
Yes.
And every other movie since Memento have been pretty good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
And some are, but he's not like Scorsese.
No. Yeah, I mean, he did that movie. Was it Insomnia, which I thought was really. I thought that was good. I liked that one. I liked Inception and.
See, I didn't like that one, but
really?
I think it was partly because people hyped it up and they're like, "Oh, it has such a good twist." And I'm like, "No, don't."
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's not. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever by any means, but I thought it was creative. It was fun. It had some of those moments in film. You're like, oh, that's memorable. Like
I was hoping for more dream stuff, and there's a movie from 2020. It's a Russian film called Coma. It kind of delivers on it.
Oh.
But, so it's about this guy that wakes up from a coma, and he's in this place that is like a mesh of everyone's mind that's trapped in a coma.
Okay.
Hmm.
And it plays with like the perception of like what's up and down, like, and memory gaps and overlapping memories. So like there's a scene where there's this bus that's out in the field, but somebody remembered it over by a train track, so you enter it and you wind up over by the train tracks that's like way above it.
Interesting.
It's kind of fun stuff. The dubbing is horrible, but the movie itself is a fun movie, and kind of one of the ones that shows like how you could use CGI in movies.
Yeah. Well, like one thing about Inception I thought was actually kind of cool, and maybe I don't know if this was Hans Zimmer or if this was Nolan, but how they said like every time you went down a layer in the dream, like time slowed down this much or whatever. The main theme music theme. Depending on what layer they were in the dream, the music would be at that time speed. So when they were at the lowest or at the deepest layer, the music was much slower than when they were at the highest layer. Little things like that. I'm like, hey, I respect people putting that kind of thought into things.
Yeah. And then you have Tenet, which was incomprehensible.
Yeah. There's literally a line where the scientist is explaining it goes, "Don't think about it." Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think Nolan was trying to just be like, "See, guys, see how smart I am? Don't worry about it."
That's what I got the feeling from Nolan when I saw parts of like Interstellar, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I had a hard time with Interstellar.
I didn't see it.
I mean, it's fine, but it really does get real deep into its premise to a point where you're just like, okay, what now? And kind of like Tenet to me anyway. It's like, okay, I'm seeing what's happening, but make it make sense to me.
Leonardo DiCaprio that year, I think it was that same year that Inception came out. The movie Shutter Island came out.
Yes.
And they're kind of similar in concept of like the wife killing herself, and well, in Shutter Island, it's she killed the kids, and the kids are still alive, and so he's trying to get to them. So it's very similar in concept, and I just liked Shutter Island more than Inception.
Shutter Island, that was Scorsese, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but I do remember liking that.
So, as a film major, who is your go-to director then?
I'm a big Coen Brothers fan.
Okay.
Raising Arizona.
I love Raising Arizona. I love The Big Lebowski.
Oh, Brother.
My Brother, Where Art Thou is phenomenal. I love that movie. My family and I still quote that movie all the time.
So do we. We're like 2 weeks from everywhere.
Yep. Oh, yeah. 2 weeks from everywhere. I don't know. Is it the one branch or all of them?
Currently unaffiliated.
He's bona fide.
It's the most quoted movie in my house for sure.
I love that movie. Yeah, I love The Big Lebowski. I know a lot of people didn't agree with me on this, but I love No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that one's a good one too.
I liked it. I liked it.
Okay.
It had some great parts.
Yeah.
I even liked, what was that one with Tom Hanks where they were like...
Oh, Lady Killers?
Yeah.
I never actually did see that one. Was that good?
Again, it had some really great parts, and I thought Tom Hanks was... His character, just his character was so good that it's kind of like... It's like Gangs of New York, Bill the Butcher, right? He's so fun to watch that it doesn't really make a difference what else is going on.
Sure. Yeah, but like even movies like Burn After Reading, like I wouldn't say that by any means is like an amazing movie, but there are parts in it that I just couldn't help but laugh at. Like Brad Pitt character in that movie is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Have anyone seen that movie?
Yep.
But I haven't seen it. Oh my god! But that scene where Brad Pitt shows up to John Malkovich and he's trying to blackmail him and to give him all his money, and Malkovich just shooing him out. I was like, "Get back on your schwinn and get out of here!" And Brad Pitt, he's like this douchey gym rat guy. He's like, "You think that's a schwinn?" And then the way like Malcolm just punches him in the face, and you're so used to Brad Pitt being this tough guy type character, but this one he's just like freaking out, like, "Ow!"
So good.
He's you hilarious. Have to see it, but well, just things like Frances McDormand like trying to turn all this stuff into the Russians for bribe money so she could pay for little things like that. I'm like, that's kind of funny, but a common trait of a lot of Coen Brothers stuff, which I like, is people being victims of their own stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love, like one of my other favorites is Fargo.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like if these guys had just made a better decision or two, like all of this could have been avoided.
Man,
and it's supposed to be based on a true story too.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's just Fargo. You feel uneasy
Yeah.
The entire movie, as soon as you
Right.
realize it, it's like, oh, it's just that dread.
But watching like Frances McDormand, like watching Margie, like I don't know, yeah, go through all that and figure it out. And there's that scene with William H. Macy where he's scraping the ice off of his windshield, and you're just watching him panic as he's like processing everything,
Yeah.
and just watching him like panic and break down as he like just aggressively starts like scraping the windshield. Like it's heart wrenching and funny all at the same time. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like any movies or books where you're sort of going along with a criminal that's about to get caught. For me,
yeah,
it
yeah,
causes me so much. I don't want to say anxiety because I
sure,
love it, but
yeah.
it's just
It's
brutal.
because you play too many thief characters, and so you have that internal.
You can relate. You're putting yourself in that position, like, oh
Yeah.
god, yeah, I know, because it's that weird thing. You're like, I kind of like that. I've kind of grown to like this character. Not that I approve of what they're doing,
Right.
but you want them to get their comeuppance, but at the same time, you're kind of like, I kind of like this guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I always think of Crime and Punishment, and it's really just like he. I don't know how familiar you are with the story or whatever, but
I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with it. But
I'm sure there's movie. I don't know if I've
or
seen
I
it.
read. I haven't
enough.
read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, movie. Yeah, I haven't read it, but yeah,
But
go ahead.
Anyway,
It's on my
he
to-read list.
highly recommended. One of my favorite books. But
Sure, sure.
he does the murder, and then the rest of the book is just about him potentially getting caught, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just like you're stuck in his head. Like
Right.
you're going along for the ride, and it's just like, ugh, brutal.
Yeah. Well, along those lines, like I just not too long ago, I recently reread the Telltale Heart, and yeah, it's that same thing. It's like obviously the guy's nuts, and there's that great scene where like the police are there, and he's like easily could have gotten away with it, because he's like he's like bragging they didn't see anything, they didn't find anything, I'm literally showing them around the house. See, look how great, like everything is wonderful, and then he goes nuts, and then just because he can't take the sound, he literally just turns himself in, and you're like, obviously he deserves to get caught because of what he did, but at the same time there's that bit of like, what are you doing? Like, you could have gotten away with it, you moron. And it's really fascinating.
All right, guys, I gotta grab something to eat.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, this is fun. Thanks
Yes.
for.
So we'll highlight you before you go to show what you did.
Sure.
So what page is this?
This is page 7.
Nice. It's looking awesome, man.
Yeah, and this is sort of a scene. Did it not refresh? That's weird. That's not what my page looks like.
Oh.
I was wondering because it's been on that page since the beginning.
Why is that not refreshing? Like, what the hell?
Oh no, I haven't been paying attention, but I was gonna say, but it looks great.
What the hell?
I thought you were just talking.
Uh,
Nope, still the same page.
You know
no.
what? Let me drop off. Add me again. Now I'm just curious.
Okay.
Offer.
No,
I have no
Nope.
idea what's going on.
Nope.
That makes
Is
no
your
sense.
your screen capture maybe, or
Okay.
maybe
I'm gonna
I'll
figure this
remove
out.
you and then
I'm gonna go into
yeah, maybe something going on with your screen
OBS
capture.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
with that chain kind of has a spawn
Virtual-
field.
Oh yeah, my screen capture's doing the same thing.
Yeah, it was funny because like when I was getting on for this, I usually use OBS whenever I stream just myself. But StreamYard wouldn't even let me connect my camera until I turned off OBS. It was weird.
There we go. That's what it looks like. I spent that whole time.
Hey!
And...
Yeah, that.
Jeez.
Not that it didn't look good before, but yes, this. I can definitely see the improvement for sure. That.
They're like, Fabrizio is having a meltdown. He's pretending to work for an
Yeah.
hour and 15 minutes.
Well, it's like that whole like, oh no, that's nice.
Jeez. I hope everybody learned a lot from my coloring today.
Oh, it was a sight to behold.
It was like magic. It went from flats to
Yeah, exactly.
Never seen
So
anybody
fitting.
color that fast.
All right, guys. It's nice
Awesome.
chatting. And
Yeah, likewise.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
So, do you got to go too then, or?
We'll give it a few more minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if our other guest was going to jump in.
Okay, sounds good. I'm in no rush, so I've got all evening.
What do you
So
just rush?
what? Yeah. No rush.
Oh yeah. Do you want to show your progress too?
Oh, sure, we can. Working on inking here, so I got panel 1 done so far. I know the camera's out of me. There we go. And then starting panel 2.
Nice.
So yeah.
Now, just so you know, you did just flip the 180 rule.
Yeah, I know. Well, they got their back to her, and I'm just like I said, I'm probably gonna be redrawing these all anyway. So
Yeah,
so I'm
I've
kind
caught
of
myself doing that too.
Oh, I know. Believe me, it was funny because like when I was in film school, it was like I could spot the 180 a mile away, but for some reason, when it comes to drawing it, sometimes it's easy to forget. You're like, oh crap. But
You ever accidentally flip your character's design by accident? Like if you have something that's like asymmetrical on the character,
oh sure,
and then you draw it, and then you realize it's like, oh wait, that's not the right.
for sure. I know. Well, I have that with Domini, like his like he's blind in one eye, and then he has scars on his forehead on one
Yeah.
side, and yeah, so like I'm always very careful to make sure I've got that right side. Of course, so the side right now we're seeing, that's the blind eye. The scars on the other side. I'm debating because I don't want his face to be too visible right now, so I'm probably going to shadow that out because I want him to be kind of more mysterious at this point. And then I got this double page spread. We're going to really get to see him in action. That I'm trying to figure out. That's the thing I was telling you about off screen, where I'm trying to figure out how I want to work that in.
You could possibly do the Aaron Lopresti method of, let me just, where he silhouettes out the face.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do something along those lines. I do like that. I like that a lot. Well, like I recently read 300 by Frank Miller,
Oh yeah.
and which freaking loved, because last time we did this, that came up in conversation. I remember Fabrizio mentioning like that was one of his examples of like a perfect comic.
I think I missed that because I had to go get
Gotcha.
my new headphones at the time.
Yeah, so I remember him mentioning that, and so I was like, okay. So I went and looked at and read it, and I can definitely see why he would say that because it is a phenomenal book. But yeah, anybody that's familiar with Frank Miller, especially in that book, he it's all about that just hit you in the face image, and like he doesn't really care if it's anatomically accurate or if it's realistic in the lighting, kind of the
It's about
thing.
the emotion and the
Exactly,
dynamics.
the emotion in the story, and that's all he's about. And so there's been parts of me like I've been kind of in my own sketchbooks just kind of exploring how much I can simplify it, because I came up in the 90s, early 2000s, where like David Finch and Brian Hitch and Steve McNiven, you get all those guys that are like super detailed, and I love that stuff. But the more and more I've been learning about the more of those simple guys, like well, not even necessarily simple, but those exaggerated guys like I love Joe Mad, but I know you discovered recently Ludo Lullaby. Or those guys, like I look at the stuff those guys do, and I'm like, oh man, that just looks so fun. It just looks so energetic. And even like a guy named Trad Moore, who I haven't read any of his recent stuff, but he had a book called Luther Strode, which is a very violent book, so be warned if you want to look it up, but it's a great book in my opinion. And his art, like his line work, is so clean, but everything is so exaggerated proportion wise, and there's so much energy to it.
Yeah.
You're still full screen, by the way. I mean, that's fine. We can make it all about you. That's cool. That don't matter.
And since wasn't talking, it makes it seem like
Yeah.
I'm speaking with a man's voice.
People are just really confused right now.
Yeah.
Wow, she has a really deep voice.
Ventriloquism.
My God.
Yeah, so I started looking at that site you mentioned, Batcave, for
Yes.
reading. Right now, I've been checking out the Strange Death of Alex Raymond.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a comic about that. I watched the Professionals where they talk about all the strange
Yeah,
deaths and stuff.
yeah, it's by this author.
Okay. Who's that?
So,
Oh, Dave Sim. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's this.
It's a crazy story.
Yeah, and he's gone into deep detail about it. Like, there, one of the
Okay.
stories. Well, the one that's on there is the one that at the time his hand he was going through some problems with his hand, so he couldn't draw. So another artist took over at one
Mm.
point. So uh, that was the story that was published, but it was going to be a series, and so now that it's going to be another long series. It seems like
Gotcha.
he's at like page 165 or something like that now.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, one of the issues is called The Three Deaths of Margaret Mitchell.
Mm.
And he's also talking about one of the spoilers was he's addressing the Ham Fisher and Al Cap feud.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, apparently Al Cap got Ham Fisher kicked out of the cartoonists
Hmm.
guild, and
Okay.
then he killed himself.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it had to do with like he kept blaming him for all this stuff. So a lot of people paint him as the bad guy, Ham Fisher.
Ah,
But in Sim's opinion, it was Al Cap that was the instigator.
gotcha.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah,
And that,
I'll have to check that out. Go for it. Sorry.
yeah, it's kind of funny because it does a mix of styles. So he's doing it in photorealism, like Alex Raymond did.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But there's like some moments where he switches to Peanut style.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, which I'll probably check out 300 on that one too.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. It's a great book. Yeah,
I like the movie. So.
I see. I loved the movie when it came out. I was like at that I was at that
Yeah.
perfect age when that movie came out.
Same.
No, that was funny. My local theater, it was right across the street. I was living in Michigan, so we had this store called Meyer, which was like our big Target out there, and they had this giant wall of candy in the back. So you just like, open the thing up, fill out the bag, and then you weigh it, and that's how much candy you got. And so my buddies and I, we went there and raided that, and I was driving my mom's minivan at the time. And so it's just three high school age dudes like walking all cool with our candy bags that we got, walking into the van, and these random girls are like, "You guys are hot," and we're like, hey, "Thanks, guys," and we laughed. But then yeah, we went to the movie, and oh my god, we were all I was just like, ah, and it's funny how a lot of the dialogue in that movie is word for word from Frank Miller in the book.
Nice.
But like they did add some stuff. Like in the movie, there's the whole storyline with Leonidas's wife dealing with the Senate and all
Yeah,
that. Like none of that's in the book.
that part I thought was lame. So
Yeah, so that's exactly. But like the "This is Sparta" line, like I can't read that now without thinking about the movie, which is not a bad thing by any means.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's awesome. My favorite. I love those lines. Like, it's that's that era of Frank Miller that I love, where he just punch you in the face with those types of words. Where it's like they called themselves immortals. We put that name to the test.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or one line. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I don't remember if it's in it, but it's like a man who calls himself God feels a very human chill in his spine. You're just like, as they're like building a mortar wall with all the dead Persians.
Yeah, I don't think they did put that in there.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it's one of Zack Snyder's one of his good movies, I will say. Mm-hmm. You remember what?
About making the god bleed or
Yeah. Yes. But that monologue, the whole like his shield was heavy, it kept him off balance. Like that whole thing, that was directly from the book.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of shots from the book that he created almost verbatim in the movie, which are kind of cool. Like that shot where he's just holding his shield up against the rain, like going sideways, things like that, and the water is just splashing off the shield and things like that. It's just like, it's just such a cool image.
Yeah, another movie that I saw it when I was in high school, and it didn't quite register till later when I learned more about comics and started getting into the medium.
Yeah.
But that one is really built to be a comic in how they like staged it and everything, the silhouettes.
Yeah.
That was another thing that when I watched that new show, Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
They showed the ghoul. I was looking at how they did his silhouette, and there's some moments where it's like really good staging of his character. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
I never saw the show. I've played the Fallout games, but I've never seen the show. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on it, and
yeah,
I'm terrible at keeping up with TV shows anyway. So I was like, maybe one of these days I might give it a shot. But I have a long list of shows and movies I need to watch.
I think the first episode's probably the worst out of the series.
Okay.
But after that, it gets pretty good.
Sounds good. Well, I love Walton Goggins, the actor that plays the ghoul. I love him as an actor. He was in a movie that I saw not too long ago. It's an older movie. It's got Mel Gibson in it called Fat Man. I highly recommend that. It's basically Mel Gibson is like this kind of badass redneck Santa Claus, and Walton Goggins is he's a hitman hired by this spoiled rich kid who got coal for Christmas and he wants revenge, so he hires Walton Goggins. And I love him because he plays it super serious despite how ridiculous some of the stuff is, and it's such a good movie. It should not be as good as it is.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Survival Tactics with Robin Williams and Jerry Reed?
No.
That was pretty good.
I don't know that movie. Survival.
It has Richard Matdow in it too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
So it's Robin Williams' character gets fired, and then while he's at a diner, Jerry Reed's character is a thief, and he comes and robs them at this diner.
Okay.
But and then it turns into, because I think like one of them saw his face or something like that, so he's trying to kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Okay, Survival Instincts. I'll have to see that.
Tactics.
Survival Tactics. Thank you. I did recently see Weapons in the theater.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, I loved it. My stepdad and sister who went and saw it with me were of differing opinions, but I absolutely loved it. It's very much I don't know if calling it a horror movie is really accurate. I don't know. I would consider it more of a psychological thriller. But the ending definitely leans into more of the horror. But there's this unexpected element of comedy that I did not expect, and it really helped. Because there's certain parts of that movie that are just so heavy and so whatever, but then they just throws this little bits of humor in it that it's just so needed. And then the ending of that movie, which I'm not going to spoil, but that was something that my people I was with, they were like, what is going on? personally, I thought it was extremely cathartic. So it kind of takes a weird turn, but I don't know, it's really fascinating. And it's one of those, in my opinion, it's one of those, like, the more you think about and the more you kind of piece together, you can kind of go,
Yeah.
oh, so, okay, that meant you can, it's one of those where you actually can kind of piece things together, and it actually makes it a little stronger. They don't spell everything out for you, which I
Yeah.
like. And the main lady that plays the big bad, you can tell she's having an absolute blast. And so yes, highly recommend that movie. If you're a fan of those types of movies, I highly recommend it.
I might have to check it out.
I would recommend it. It's I love a good horror movie, or something that really, I don't know, it has a lot of personality to it, which I guess is probably one of the biggest compliments I can think of to give a movie.
I don't think I shared my progress.
Oh no, yeah, let's see what you're working on. Oh,
This
that's cool.
And this is the second layer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So you do the roughs on just normal paper and then light box it. Is that what you do? Or?
Yeah, and I'm thinking of for this one, because I kind of started that method already with it, and I got like a good chunk of the story done. I might just do it at that size.
Okay.
For like the finals, and then once I finish the first issue, I might then go to the big board. So,
Gotcha.
I also got something kind of cool that I can show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got some correspondence from the Off-White House.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which the first one had some stickers and trading cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the second one, which was this size.
Oh wow.
I got my Spawn 10 signed.
Okay. Nice.
And
oh, that's cool.
yeah, some more trading cards and stickers.
That's
And he
really
did a
cool.
recreation of a birthday gift that I had given him.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yep. So,
yeah, I guess if we're going to be showing off some stuff,
okay.
I don't know how well you can see that, but this is yeah. So I've been doing that Tuesday night draw stream every week, and so this is one of the early ones I did. Here, let me move my mic. So I got Guile here. I got Mr. Incredible. Yeah, some of these are from doing Graybeards. Like, I know they did one where I can't remember what the topic was, but I drew Martian Manhunter from that. These are both from Graybeards.
Nocturnals.
Yeah, I've been really hesitant to color this because, well, for one, I got a bunch of white out trying to fix things up, but I've thought about scanning it and trying to color it digitally, which I might still do, but I don't know. I've been reading the Nocturnal. Was that?
If you have a light table, you can slap another piece of paper over it and then put the new one.
That is an idea.
Well, it's like turning the opacity on the inks.
Right. Yep. Then there's the domino I did that's in the thumbnail. This was my attempt at watercoloring on Bristol.
Reminds me of Jeff Lemire's, the guy that did like fish flies.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. I don't know. I think there's some perspective weirdness with her face going on, that kind of a thing. But for trying to watercolor on Bristol board, I thought it turned out pretty good.
Perspective weirdness.
Yeah, well, just her face. I think, her face.
Oh, I was saying perspective weirdness.
We're all victims of it, so we're all guilty of it for sure.
That's a conviction for someone.
Okay. Yeah, and then like here's Horseman from Ripperverse stuff, Chun-Li. I didn't do this one live. This was just for practice, but I thought it was cool how it turned out. I did
Sub-Zero and
Sub-Zero. Yeah, I couldn't find, like, it was funny because I was doing this one live and I could not find my markers. And so I was like, fine, we're just doing color pencils. And yeah, that turned out right. I thought Iroh turned out pretty cool. I'm a big Iroh fan. And then,
Same
of
here.
course,
He's a good character.
I love that show. And then, of course, Wolverine and then Iroh. And yeah, so these are kind of fun. Oh, yeah, and my penguin I just did recently. This is what I did last week.
Nice.
That was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with new characters to draw, so I started a deal where if anybody wants to throw a character on the list, they can donate $5 to my coffee page, and any character they list in that will be able to guarantee their character on the queue, and
Yeah.
so hoping I can come up with something because I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow.
Well, you should do your character as dressed like another character.
Well, that's an idea. That's an idea. Who should I have Dom and I dressed as?
Let's see. How about Santa Claus?
Santa Claus with like a big sword.
Or the Tooth Fairy?
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I don't think you did Gunslinger Spawn.
I've not done Gunslinger Spawn, no. Well, I want to do fan art of the Wraith, but I got to get some better reference for the pistol, for the revolver. And it's like I have this image like in my head that I want to do of him like on the horse, with the revolver, and of course it's way more complicated than I have in my head, but I might just say screw it and just do it live anyway and just see what happens.
I actually started one that I was going to do of just sketching out some ideas
Okay, that's
for
really
some fan
light.
art. Where I was going to do like the Wraith, like chasing
Okay.
my character because he stole his hat and jacket.
That's fun.
Yeah, I thought that would be fun.
That's fun. Well, I also thought about doing a Kit Carter piece too, just kind of for fun. I might do that.
You should do your character dressed as Kit Carter.
Well, I could do my Elodie character. This is Kit Carter. I could do that. I don't know how well. Yeah, I don't know how well Dom and I would pull off that spacesuit, but
It looked like Captain in action.
right. I love that cigar. Even though he's wearing a bubble helmet.
Yeah. The first interaction was the best, where it's like filling his helmet with the smoke.
Yep. Yeah, I thought that was very clever. I love that. And let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I could totally do like Merv trying to steal something from Dom and I. Him going like, "Hey." Of course, then I have to draw a chimp,
Yeah.
which I'm sure I could figure out.
Just look at Phil.
Exactly.
That new Western he's doing looks cool.
I gotta look into that more. So yeah, I know he was on Lepresi's Sunday show. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. So tell me about that. Like, what's he working on? What kind of Western is he doing?
He's doing like a supernatural Western where it's about a guy
that's
that
right. That's
has
right.
a curse that with every person he kills, his soul rots.
That's right.
It's called Man with No Strings.
It's kind of hardcore. I love that.
Yeah.
That's like a straight up. That's a very hardcore Western style. I like that. I like that setup.
Yeah.
I love Westerns, so I'm all about
Same
that.
here. I actually have a Western that I have plotted out. But,
Okay.
It was going to be a kind of an anthology series.
Okay.
The title I had worked out was like The Drifter's Price.
Ooh, that's a good.
Yeah, and so it's about a guy that shows up to people that have revenge in their heart,
Mm,
and he fulfills their revenge, but
okay,
revenge of them and stuff like that.
that's
But
cool. I had a story idea for like kind of a modern day western, I guess. I haven't really plotted it out a whole lot, but there was a very, very, very brief period of time where I almost became a truck driver,
oh
and
yeah,
I went to trucks. I went to the. I did 2 days of truck driving school and realized it just wasn't for me. I have all the respect in the world for guys that do it, but it just was not going to be for me. But I thought, one of the fun tropes of westerns is, you get the lone rider just kind of coming into town. And so I thought, what if we had a guy who was like an independent trucker, like in modern day, showing up in all these, weird towns, and he's like some kind of rough, tough dude with the dark past, and he helps set things right, kind of a thing. Um, I don't know. Again, very, very loose, very
yeah.
loose ideas.
During free comic book day, there was a comic I had picked up about. It was supposed to be like in medieval times, and
Hmm.
the guy gets chosen to fight demons by driving this big semi truck.
Nice.
I forgot what the name it was, but it was a story that's like written by some rapper. I think his name is like Ramon or something like that.
Oh, if it's a rapper, I have no idea.
Yeah, I just looked up the guy's name after
Sure,
I got
sure.
the comic, but
That's fun. Yeah, because like whenever I think of like doing a Western proper, I just realize every story idea I come up with is just a blatant rip off of a Western that I really like. So I'm like, eh.
yeah, one of the characters in the one that I had planned was inspired by Jeremiah Johnson, the old guy up in the
Oh,
mountains.
oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like at one point I had did all the character designs, and at first I was thinking of doing it more anthropomorphic, where each character is like the animal they are and represents like their
Hmm.
position in society.
Okay.
So like when you get to more of the gunslinger characters, you get more like the predatory animals.
Hmm.
But when like the shopkeepers would be like cows and more domesticated stuff.
Sounds good.
But
Um,
I don't know if I'll stick with that plan.
hey, well, it's worth trying out. You never know.
Yeah.
One idea I had, like one of my all-time favorite Western movies is Once Upon a Time in the West, and there's the mysterious character played by young Charles Bronson. He shows up. Whenever he shows up, you hear that creepy harmonica that he plays,
Mm-hmm.
and of course he has no name, and he's like this big tough guy. He's Charles Bronson, and there's a lot of mystery behind him. And so I thought it would be kind of fun if like I could kind of do a version of that character, but like the version of him that ends up going out trying to find the main bad guy that's in that you find in the movie, Henry Fonda's character. I don't know, but
Yeah, the one that inspired my western was High Plains Drifter.
oh, okay.
I like the whole thing of where it left it open, where he was the reincarnation of the sheriff that was killed and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Ghost, kind of that ghost story
Yeah,
element to it.
I've seen clips of that movie here and there. I never seen the whole thing. I need to watch.
It's Clint Eastwood's first direct time as a
Hmm.
director,
Sure.
and I think if I remember the story right, is John Wayne didn't like that movie at all,
Okay.
and created some bad blood between them because the character isn't a good guy. He
Gotcha.
he kind of brings
Yeah.
as much trouble to the town as the people that they are hiring him to stop.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I
good
know.
movie.
Yeah.
The
Um,
score is pretty good too.
oh, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I got the whole Man with No Name trilogy on Blu-ray, and Yeah, that movie For a Few Dollars More, which
Yeah.
is the second one in that movie. I absolutely love that movie.
Yeah. That's a
It's
good
a
one.
well, it's a complete. It's basically a remake of the Japanese movie Yojimbo,
Yeah.
which is also phenomenal.
Hmm.
And it kind of makes me laugh because Akira Kurosawa did Yojimbo because he was a huge fan of American westerns, and so he made it a samurai movie so the Japanese public would accept that, and then that ended up becoming a huge hit, and so then they made a western based off of it. I don't know, I find that kind of funny. Same thing with Magnificent Seven, but both are great movies, and yeah, there's that bit I love where um, Eastwood just came into town, and there's these ne'er do wells that are hooting and hollering little insults and threats at him and stuff, and Eastwood's walking over to him, and he passes the coffin maker, and he goes, "I'm gonna need 3 coffins," and then he goes over and has the big shootout with him, and
Oh, that's A Fistful of Dollars. That's the first one.
no, that's for a few dollars more, isn't it?
No, the For a Few Dollars More is the one with Lee Van Cleef
Yeah.
in it.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
You know what? You're right. Okay, my bad. Anyway, yeah, I know. Okay, yep, you're right. You're right. My bad. But anyway, I just love that bit where he's like, "Yeah, make that 4 coffins," and after he takes all the bad guys out, and that scene is like almost directly taken from the Yojimbo, except instead of shooting him, he takes them all down with a samurai sword.
Well, since uh, I don't think the other person I invited came is coming, we're gonna end here soon. But
Okay.
I'll go ahead and reveal. I invited Dan.
Oh, really? Oh man, that'd
Yeah.
been fun.
Yeah.
I've never actually gotten to meet him, so that'd been really cool.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I've obviously I've seen him live. He seems like a real nice dude. That would have been a lot of fun.
Yep.
Well, maybe for future installments if he's got time.
Yeah.
As a fellow Michigander, that'd be fun.
It might be the uh, might have to schedule a show for Tuesday one of these days because I think Mondays are just probably too busy for him.
That sounds good. That's fair. That's fair.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah,
So I think I'm gonna.
likewise. Okay,
So I
sounds
just
good.
realized I still had you on solo.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Well, hopefully it was exciting.
Yeah. So now you had a woman's voice.
Right, right. People are extra confused. Man, she's got really big hands.
Man hands.
Big old man hands. Yeah.
Wasn't that the Seinfeld joke?
Oh, yep. She had man hands.
I still like the soup Nazi from
Oh, yeah.
Seinfeld. The great bit.
There's one that I was loved where they basically parodied Survivor. Like they were stuck in a parking garage and they were lost because they were trying to find the car. And like
I
by the
haven't
end,
seen that one.
oh, it's great. So by the time they finally find the car, they're like limping and like almost ready to keel over, exhausted. Like looks like they've just been through hell. And it's pretty great. Like the whole episode is their story arc is them like lost in this giant parking garage trying to find the car. That's pretty good.
Sounds like a good episode.
Yeah, it's a classic. Classic Seinfeld. I actually got to see him live not too long ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he came to Omaha, and that was a lot of fun. He was hilarious.
The second set of tickets I won was to go see Tim Allen.
Oh, that'd been fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was back when I found Kizuki. It was easier to win tickets when I had like an older phone with buttons. I don't know what it is about the they were because you could just press redial.
Gotcha.
With like cell phones, it would pop you out of it, and then you have to go find the number again and get it going. It's
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
my ticket winning days are over.
No, that's too bad.
Okay. Well, you have a good night.
All right, thanks. You too. Bye, everybody. If you guys are free tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central Time, I'll be doing my Tuesday night draw stream on my own YouTube channel.
Yep.
Got One Wolf, which is on my screen there. Love to see you.
Which I forgot to promote everyone's stuff.
That's,
Terrible host.
that's okay. Well, that's why I decided just to get it in there real quick before I hang up. No.
And if anyone wants to take a look at Horse H. Hoover, it's available on Amazon and on Horse H. Hoover's the website, Fabrizio.
Highly recommend it.
Yep. And then I have this channel and a coffee as well. So if you want to support, you'll find it. It's under the same name as the channel. All right. Take care.
Bye,
And
everybody.
we're out.